let's move into the first topic, the discovery of Hampi from Vijayanagara Empire. The ruins at Hampi were brought to light by a company official named Colonel Colin Mackenzie in 1800. He was an employee of English East India Company. Not only an employee, but he was a cartographer, as I told you in the first video. He was an engineer, surveyor, and also an antiquarian. What is the meaning of cartographer? That also described. Cartographer means a person who is able to understand the maps and all. Antiquarian means a person who studies or collects antiques. Antiques means the rare books or prajin books or vastu. Right? And he was engineer and surveyor and the first person who prepared map survey for the Britishers. And one question is here, why this British East India Company appointed such a person for understanding or mapping all the things? Because they wanted to know the past of India. So they can rule the country also, the countrymen also. That was the main reason why they appointed these people. And they were so interested also. And this Colin Mackenzie, initially he got the information from the memories of the priest of Virupaksha temple and shrine of Pamba Devi. As I told you, Pamba Devi, the Hampi derived its name from the mother goddesses, that is Pamba Devi. She was the incarnation of, believed as the incarnation of Parvati. Goddesses Parvati. And Virupaksha temple, the famous temple of Vijayanagara Empire and of dedicated for Lord Shiva. And he collected information from the priest of these two, Shrine Pamba Devi as well as the temple priest of this Virupaksha temple. And apart that, he collected so many epigraphists also started work on these inscriptions. Who were the epigraphists? That also we have learned. Epigraphists are the people, those who study about the inscriptions. They recovered many inscriptions in that site, and they started to study about that. That also helped the historians to understand about the site. Apart that, in 1856, the photographers, they started to record the monuments, and that also helped enhance or encourage the historian to understand about these sites. In other words or other ways, the sources were accounts of the foreign travelers. Many foreign travelers were there, like Ibn Battuta, Morocco-born traveler, and Abdul Razzaq and Nicola de Conti. And their write-ups also, their information also, that also biggest source for the historians to understand about the Vijayanagara Empire. Right? Then, other than all these sources, they collected the literary sources from Tamil, Telugu, various languages, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada and Sanskrit language, and the number of literary sources also there. So that also suitable information, there are suitable sources to collect the information about this Vijayanagara Empire. Right? इसके अलावा और भी है, जैसे कि oral traditions, लोगों से पूछा है, लोगों ने बता दिया उनके बारे में, एम्पायर के बारे में, किंगडम के बारे में, या आपका राजा के बारे में, archaeological evidences also they collected. So these were the sources. Sources पूछे तो each and everything I have to say. The first memories he got from the Virupaksha priest of Virupaksha temple and the shrine of Pamba Devi. Then inscriptions say. Then आपका foreign travelers, Ibn Battuta ने बहुत अच्छा vivid description he has given. Then आपका other literary sources from various languages, like language का सारे नाम बता देंगे. Then oral tradition, archaeological evidences. अगर अभी आपको information चाहिए तो you will get information from Archaeological Society of India, right? And now this site is under the control of this also UNESCO का है, बता दिया already. But that the KD of Karnataka Department of Archaeology and Museum, इसके में है. And 1976 में Government of India also declared 76 में declared the site of national importance, right? Next topic is Rayas, Nayakas and Sultans. Rayas were considered as the rulers of Vijayanagara, whereas the Nayakas were considered as the military chiefs of Vijayanagara. And the Sultans, they were considered as Deccan authority. Don't be confused about the Deccan authority with Delhi Sultanates. Both are different. Delhi Sultanates were known as the North Indian authority, whereas Deccan Sultanates were known as the South Indian authority. As you all know, in the first video I told you, Deccan Sultanates, the comprises these 5 kingdoms, small kingdoms: Ahmednagar, Berar, Bidar, Bijapur and Golconda. Right? And this also I told you that who established Vijayanagara Empire? Who established Vijayanagara Empire? 2 brothers. 2 brothers कौन से हैं? Harihara I and Bukka in 1336. Harihara I इसलिए because after Bukka one more ruler, his name was Harihara II. So we should write like Harihara I, and they only established this Vijayanagara Empire in 1336. And the contemporary neighbors, means the neighbors were Deccan Sultans and the rulers of Orissa. Deccan Sultans and the rulers of Orissa, they were the neighbors. Deccan Sultan I already told you, and they were considered as Ashwapati. What is the meaning of Ashwapati? Ashwa means horse. That means the lord of horse. And the rulers of Orissa were considered as, or they were called as Gajapati. Gajapati rulers. What is the meaning of Gajapati? Gaja means elephant. So Gajapati means the lord of elephants. And whereas the Vijayanagara rulers, what they were called as, they were considered as Narapati. Nara means men, isn't it? So Narapati, they were the lord of men. Why they called so? That also you have to learn. Ashwapati, Deccan Sultans; Gajapati, rulers of Orissa; Narapati, Vijayanagara rulers. Because they were called as these. Why? Because Deccan Sultans having a lot of number of numerous ashwas or horses in their army. Clear? They are having lot of horses in their army. That is why they are called as Ashwapati. And in such a way we can, now you are able to understand that the rulers of Orissa, they are having a lot of elephants in their army. That is why they are called Gajapati. And our Vijayanagara rulers, numerous soldiers, n number of soldiers. That is why Narapati. Right? And these kingdoms together, means each other they fought. For what purpose? Conflicts. Often they are having conflict between these kingdoms. What was the reason behind this? That also very simple. As you know that Vijayanagara, that was having this Vijayanagara river valleys, river Tungabhadra, Krishna and the fertile land. That was the main reason. They wanted to control, these 2 kingdoms wanted to control the fertile land of Vijayanagara and also the lucrative overseas trade. Lucrative means profitable. Malab means Vijayanagara was so flourished because of these 2 reasons. Malab means Vijayanagara, they having this overseas trade, with they connect with the various countries. They traded with various countries. So these were the reason, because they are benefiting the revenue from the trade. So because of the fertile land and this profitable trade only, they wanted to control these areas. And these people, Vijayanagara rulers, never allowed, I told you in the first video, never allow any rulers to accommodate or capture their own kingdom. So they are also resist. So don't think so that hamesha hi ladai hota hai. Conflict ke alawa many rulers were there. They have taken the ideas also, they have taken the concept also, technology also from these countries, kingdoms. इनमें से अच्छे ideas लिया है, ये भी हुआ है. See, interaction between for sharing ideas and borrowed concept also and techniques from this. आपस में जो बांटा भी है, इस तरह जो अपने contribute की आपस में, ये भी हुआ है. ठीक है, डोंट थिंक सो हमेशा ही लड़ाई, लेकिन कोशिश तो किया है करने के लिए, क्या बोले, कॉम्पीट करने के लिए, साथ में कैप्चर करने के लिए कोशिश तो किया है, बट साथ में ये भी हुआ है. राइट, आइडियाज को शेयर भी किया है, ये आपको समझना है. एंड नेक्स्ट इज अबाउट द किंग्सन ट्रेड. एक राजा को उसी टाइम जो एज द वॉरफेयर दैट वाज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट डिपेंडेंट, एक राजा को उसी टाइम को जो वॉरफेयर को जो मैं करने के लिए कैवलरी, इफेक्टिव कैवलरी दे नीड्स. गुड वार मतलब कोई भी अगर लड़ाई कुछ भी करने, राजा के पास गुड इफेक्टिव कैवलरी होना ही चाहिए. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ कैवलरी? कैवलरी मीन्स द सोल्जर्स हु फॉट ऑन horseback. Already we have learned this. Cavalry means soldiers who fought on horseback. And इस किंगडम्स में क्या होता है, ट्रेड होते थे. किसका? हॉर्स का ट्रेड. कहाँ से आते थे? फ्रॉम सेंट्रल एशिया एंड अरब्स, अरेबियन कंट्री से अरब्स traders they came to India and they traded this horses. They imported horses from Arab countries. So Arab traders play a key role for the trade. So they were connected with the Vijayanagara Empire also. Right? So इसके अलावा एक और मैंने लिखा है local merchants were there, local horse merchants. उसका 1 मार्क में क्वेश्चन आएगा, what is the name we called as the local horse merchants in Vijayanagara? कुदिरै चेट्टीज. कुदिरै चेट्टीज क्या बोलेंगे? कुदिरै चेट्टीज आर नोन एज द लोकल हॉर्स मर्चेंट्स, ट्रेडर्स है, लोकल ट्रेडर्स. तो हॉर्स का ट्रेडर्स को कुदिरै चेट्टी बोलेंगे. बट इन 1498 new actors appeared. New actors means not Shahrukh Khan and Salman Khan. These were to some other actor, means कोई और countries ही आ गए. कौन है? Portuguese. Portuguese came. Why they came? Because of the trade that you know well. They landed on west coast. सबसे पहले कहाँ को उसने लैंड किया पता है आपको? 1498 में कापाड. कापाड मीन्स कोझिकोड. कोझिकोड मीन्स केरला. केरला में कोझिकोड कापाड जगह है, वहाँ पर लैंड हो गए उन्होंने सबसे पहले. एंड फ्रॉम देयर ओनली दे स्टार्टेड देयर. दे वांटेड टू एस्टैब्लिश देयर बिजनेस एंड पॉलिटिकली एज वेल एज ट्रेड, दोनों करना वो चाहते हैं. So they were well connected with the Vijayanagara empires. And their superior military technology and muskets. Muskets means a type of gun only. And that was so famous in all the places. So Vijayanagara also attracted, and they also traded with these Portuguese. Earlier Arabs se replaced kar diya Portuguese now with these people because of the technology. Vijayanagara empires were always ready to accept the technology from others. So that is why they promoted this Portuguese also for trade, right? And apart that the Portuguese were totally fascinated towards the Vijayanagara. What was the reason? Because of the market. Vijayanagara market was so famous for the spices, textiles and precious stones and other jewelries. Understood? So these Portuguese people, they came and they started to trade with the Vijayanagara. Well, they need these spices, they need the textiles, right? And the precious stones and jewelry, etc. Right? Now this is a time for questionnaire. I will ask the questions of part 1 and part 2. Part 1 just was the synopsis only. But I will ask a question from this topic as well as that topic. So first question is that what is the meaning of Vijayanagara?
The city of victory.
City of victory. And who established this Vijayanagara empire?
Harihara I and Bukhara.
Not Bukhara, Bukha. Like Harihara I and Bukha. And what was the name? What is the name of the capital of the Vijayanagara?
Hampi.
Hampi. And how the name of this Hampi derived?
This name derived from the local goddesses called Pamba Devi, who is the incarnation of goddess Parvati.
Parvati. And apart that, one more famous temple I indicate about the temple.
Virupaksha temple.
That was devoted to?
Lord Shiva.
Lord Shiva. Right. And who discovered this Hampi? Ruins of Hampi.
Colin Mackenzie.
Who was he?
He was a cartographer and a surveyor.
Surveyors, not survivor. Surveyor, engineer
and antiquary.
What is the meaning of cartographer?
The person who study about maps.
And what is the meaning of antiquarian?
A person who collects and studies about antiques.
Antiques means?
Antiques means old books.
Old books and vastu. Na? Yes. And when did the Vijayanagara Empire founded, means started?
Vijayanagara Empire started in 1336.
Which dynasty? Krishnadevara, the prominent king was?
Krishnadevaraya.
He was from which dynasty?
Tuluva dynasty.
There were 4 dynasties were there. And what were the sources for the historians to understand about Vijayanagara?
They collected the information from the sources like memories of a priest of Virupaksha temple and shrine of Pamba Devi and accounts of foreign travelers.
Foreign travelers like
Ibn Battuta and Nicola Conti, etc.
Abdul Razzaq.
Razzaq.
You will learn afterwards about this.
And in 1856, photographers they collected the records of monuments, and in 1836, epigraphists
What is the meaning of epigraphist?
who study about the inscriptions.
Very good.
They collected the inscriptions and oral traditions and archaeological evidences and literary languages were
Literature for written in which various languages? Languages like
Telugu, Tamil, Kannada and Sanskrit.
not Telugu, Kannada, Tamil and Sanskrit. Did you know Telugu language is of which state? Andhra Pradesh. Kannada language? Karnataka. That is, you have to learn all these things. Tamil?
Tamil Nadu.
Okay, ये नहीं पता तो फिर कैसे करेंगे? No. And next is Vijayanagara's contemporary rulers, means the neighbors, contemporary neighbors.
The rulers of Deccan Sultans and the Gajapati rulers of Odisha.
I am asking that गजवा ऐसा मत बोलना आप बोलेंगे अगर कंटेम्पररी राइवल्स रूलर्स पूछे तो आप भी बोलेंगे Deccan Sultanates बोलेगा Orissa rulers and they were considered as after the बोलेंगे this Deccan Sultanates were considered as
The Deccan Sultans were considered as the
Ashwapati. What is the meaning of Ashwapati?
Means the lord of horses.
And Orissa rulers were known as
the Gajapati,
means?
who means the lord of elephants.
Right.
And the rulers of Vijayanagara were considered as the Narapati, the lord of men.
That means they are having a lot of Ashwapati means these kings were having a lot of number of horses in their army. His contribution of horses बहुत ज़्यादा है. Same आपका अश्वपति का भी ऐसे नरपति का भी और आपका गजपति का उनको उसके अकॉर्डिंग उनका contribution ज़्यादा है इसमें आर्मी में. Right. And अगला है मतलब ट्रेडर्स किसके साथ ट्रेडिंग करते थे? हॉर्स को इंपोर्ट करते थे वो कौन
The import of horse was from the Arab to Central Asia.
अरब से और सेंट्रल एशिया से लेके आते थे. ठीक है. एंड लोकल कम्युनिटीज ऑफ मर्चेंट्स ऑफ हॉर्सेस नोन एज कुदरे चेटीज. राइट. 1498 में न्यू क्या बोलेंगे एक्टर्स केम. व्हाट हु आर दे? Portuguese, right? Portuguese. And they established the trading and military stations where first they reached where?
They reached in west coast of Kerala called
Kozhikode. Okay. And what are the factors enabled them to become important players in the political situation of that time?
They use the muskets.
What is musket?
Muskets like a gun. And they also use the superior military technologies. Right.
And Vijayanagara was also famous. This market was famous for?
They were famous for textiles and precious stones, jewelries and
spices also. Right. Revenue also they have taken from the trade, contributed and part that. These I told you that conflicts often happened, isn't it? That conflicts was for what? Why these Deccan Sultans wanted to capture this Vijayanagara Empire? Two reasons.
The conflicts was that they wanted to control the fertile soil and profitable trade.
Overseas trade. Right. Okay, this much only. Very good answers. And please read the topic. Okay. Or next class tomorrow we will move into the next topic. Thank you.